I received a comment on a recent video saying that Ret Pelly is the worst melee class and hated with a passion and should be banished to the bottom of the character list. Rather than debate this individual, I thought of something even better. What if I push M Plus on not just one Paladin, but 3 different Paladins? So, welcome to Title Trinity, where I'm going to be spending an ungodly amount of time and a large portion of my sanity trying to achieve the Mythic Plus title on 3 different Paladins. One playing Retribution, one playing Protection, and one playing Holy. Is this crazy? A little? Is it achievable? Probably not, but I'm going to give it a really good go nonetheless. Before we kick things off though, let's just establish some ground rules and context for the series. For those that are unaware, the Mythic Plus title is awarded at the completion of each season to the top 0.1% of the player base based on their dungeon score. So in NA, which is where I play, this equated to a Season 2 score last season of 3805 and was awarded to 1,096 players. Last season, I obtained this on my Ret Paladin with a score of 3818. So this season, I have to repeat this feat 3 times over, one for each of the Paladin roles. To maintain some integrity with the series, I'm just going to establish some ground rules, like right now before we start. First, score can only be obtained on one character per role. So protection score can only be gotten on the Paladin designated to tank. Same thing for Holy, same thing for Ret. This stops me grinding up a resilient key and then simply respecking to get score in the other roles. Second, no carries. Pretty self-explanatory. If I pay for carries, it sort of defeats the purpose of the challenge. And third, I cannot complete a resilient key if it is more than 1 level higher than the current level key that I've done. What this is to stop is me having a friend towards the end of the season who has a resilient key in title range, and then me taking one of the classes that I haven't played as much and doing a key level that's 5 levels higher than ones that I've currently done. It has to be things that I've actually worked on, and resilient keys can only be used to go up 1 level at a time. That's about it. Beyond that, I just have to grind hard and play a hell of a lot on 3 different Paladins. As I mentioned before, I obtained title as Retribution Paladin last season. I've also played this spec for many years, so I don't foresee any issues diving into things on this character, aside from the fact that Ret is currently really struggling DPS-wise. Now for Protection Paladin, I made this character late into Season 2, mainly because I'm weird and hate respecking. Practiced the role a little bit in between pushing last season, and have begun playing this toon primarily at the start of this season. However, beyond that, my tanking experience is very limited. This character will be the main focal point of at least the first half of the season, and I'm expecting the learning curve to be pretty steep, as I've never really tanked at a high level before. Mobs have already clapped me multiple times, even in just 1 week. And last up is Holy. Now, I've never really played Holy before. I have no idea how it works. I don't even have the character yet. But I guess there's no better time than the present. So let's get a character whipped up, pay a strange man a lot of gold, and sit in the Siren Isles for a few hours while someone else levels up for us. So, after a few hours of very engaging gameplay, we have a third Paladin at 80 ready to heal. Now, let's review the team. First up, we've got Boggy, the Draenei Retribution Paladin and my longtime main. Next, we've got Boggy with a funny O, the Blood Elf Protection Paladin who's hot off the blocks for Season 3 and already pushing keys. And lastly, the newest addition, Boggy with another funny O, the freshly leveled Dark Iron Dwarf Holy Paladin, who is now primed and ready to go. So, as I mentioned before, I've never played Holy before. I have absolutely no idea how it works, so I figured what better way to learn than throw myself straight into keys. After searching for YouTube guides, I realized that there really wasn't much available outside of Ellesmere talking about the new build, which went well over my head since he's clearly much more experienced than me. Something about infusions, I don't know. I followed up with a quick read of the Icy Veins and Wowhead guides, of which I absorbed absolutely nothing. So a good start, but I then did a quick fly around to the rep vendors, crafted a bunch of 675 gear, and at a healthy 660 item level, jumped straight into the Mythic Plus system. So this week, we mainly just got our toes wet, I timed 5 keys around the 2 to 4 level. I think I've started to get a bit of an idea of how the spec plays. Took me a few dungeons to work out that Holy Shock can actually be cast on enemies. I was sitting there thinking I was running out of buttons and didn't know what to do. But I'm now starting to get a feel of the general cadence of the spec. I must say, Holy Paladin feels really good in the Beacon of Virtue windows, especially if you've got Divine Toll or Wings running, but the times in between that feel a little bit rough. I'm sure I'll get the hang of it at some stage, but for now, we're just in the learning phases. So next up, the Ret. Bit of a light week for my main bay. I've managed to knock over a few keys, couple of 10s to give us at least a single piece of Myth Track loot in the vault. Nothing crazy. Season start means that a lot of time is getting poured into like my main push tune, which is the Protection Paladin this season. Plus with the upcoming 5% aura buff, which at the time of this video is probably already in effect, I'm sort of waiting for the numbers to improve for Ret before I start really doing too much on it. Still rocking a lot of 584 gear from the previous season. We're sitting at 589 item level, which is fine for the moment. I've got a replay on the screen of one of the keys that was done last week, but nothing too much here. Just sort of playing it in the background, trying to maintain some vaults and just keep my fingers warm with the spec. And lastly, we've got the Protection Paladin, where a lot of my time and energy has actually been poured for this last week. I have not got all of the recordings for all of the timed runs, but in future we'll have a lot more gameplay footage to go over in the background as we go through these videos. To round out this week, I've managed to time 4 plus 13s, including a floodgate, which was very cool as well, 2 12s and 2 11s. After our normal raid clear earlier in the week, I'm sitting on 4-piece, 704 item level, and I'm starting to feel a lot more comfortable behind the wheel as a tank. This hasn't been without its difficulties though. Prop Paladin very much seems to be one of those tanks that feels really safe and then all of a sudden you just get dumpstered by something. I must say the OC boys that I play with have been very understanding with me though, and despite my screw-ups, I've learnt a lot in a single week. So come next week, I think we'll get the resilient keys ticked off pretty quickly and then the score should just fly upwards from there. Now, one highlight at the end of the week was a successful Deathless Hard Mode Tazavesh run. I'm going to pop some replays up on the screen of some highlights of the run. Really cool to get it knocked out week 1 successfully, so enjoy the replays.
Yeah, I've got
you got the blue thing so you can stay in.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna stay. I can eat orbs.
Don't get sucked in.
Get it. Do not get sucked in.
Oh no. Ah. I'm good.
Oh no, sorry Dank, I put it on you by accident.
I just
Oh nice, very good shit, brother.
Beat.
Oh, orbs. I just popped everything on this guy just to kill him.
Oh, I need a lot of heals. I'm stuck.
Okay, now it's just a normal fight.
Dead.
Move through if you need. Move through if you can. Just survive. Don't worry about DPS.
Help.
I'm just going to get these two.
Don't worry about them. Let's just kill the boss.
Hey, I'll have Fog, you got mini stacks.
No, we're fine.
Pop everybody here, boys. Don't get the purple out of nowhere.
Easy game.
Hog champ. That was kind of scared.
Well done. Well done. Let's kill it. GG, good shit, boys.
Let's go.
Well done, everybody. Good shit.
Trent, you're such a prolific hate watcher.
He's everywhere. He could sense it.
That is huge. Oh, congrats, lads.
So a really good finish to the week. I've popped the current scores of all of the Paladins on screen, as well as what the current title cutoff is, so we can keep up with the progress of each of the characters episode to episode. It's been very much an establishing week, so none of the characters are in the current title range, but hopefully over the next few weeks we can start to get some real momentum into the push and get each character into a solid position moving forward, as well as learn the characters that I don't know all that well. As I'm only raiding once a week, this means that I can put a lot more time into pushing keys, which I expect I'm going to need if I'm even going to have the smallest chance of achieving this goal. If you want to keep up with the series, drop a like and a sub and let me know in the comments whether you think I'm nuts or not for even attempting this. I also stream a good portion of the runs over on Twitch. I'll pop the links somewhere here. Drop by and say hi if you want to see the push live in action. Otherwise, that's about it. Until next time, gamers, take care.